And they won't be no.
We never feel no.
Don't wait there.
We never feel no.
Because first of all, come with one. You will be sure now.
Okay, don't do that.
Young. What kind of thing I have for him? So, you not see before you saw. Go away. That was solid.
Oh, go when you're right. Like, okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Alright, so welcome back to the second half of the game between Paris Saint-Germain and then also Manchester City. And as the watch along, we're live on YouTube, ALmedia Sports channel, and we have one message though. Nana says PSG is going to lose by 4-1, so Manchester City are going to win. That's one of the messages we have over here. So you can also bring in your messages. It is halftime currently, and we'll be taking a look at the chances of both teams heading into the remaining 45. I'm still here with my two guests, Courage, and then also Atiga Zavo Mauli Zavo Mutechi. So, gentlemen, welcome. What a first half we witnessed. PSG being the more dominant side, Ashraf Hakimi scoring, but the goal was struck off for offside. But Ousmane Dembele looks set to be joining, the game, and just like you predicted, Courage, you're glad to see him warming up.
You take off Bakola and introduce on more for the game to more like on the PSG side.
But what should we expect with the introduction of Ousmane Dembele? We've seen how blunt sometimes the likes of Bakola and Doué have been on the flanks. But what is it going to add to the game?
Ousmane Dembele will always have destruction. What is going to bring ingenuity that's not going to be known to the Man City defense. He can play either off the right flanks, off the left flanks, or as centre forward. But I'm very sure that he's going to play off the left flanks. And you see, what's going to happen is that there's going to be added pace when it comes to the attacking part of PSG, and he's going to take more shots because Ousmane Dembele is looking forward, trying to take shots outside the 80-yard box. And that is one thing that was lacking in the first half of the game of PSG. And another thing that Ousmane Dembele is going to add is that he moves swifter than Bakola. He's more swifter. He's adept to finding spaces. So that is one thing that he's going to add. And then on the whole, I would urge the PSG setup to move the ball quickly, because if you're able to move the ball quickly, you make it practically difficult for Man City to settle. But if you're moving the ball or caressing the ball slowly, it allows them time and pace to settle into their defensive shape, and it becomes much more difficult for you to have the spaces for you to work with.
That's very true.
Right, so both teams with some tactical substitutions right before the commencement of second half. Jack Grealish, also the number 10 for Manchester City. Not just him, but then there's also Rico Luis also being introduced. So Kangan Lee has made way for Ousmane Dembele as a halftime substitution, and then 2 from Pep Guardiola. It looks like Rico Luis, Jack Grealish will be coming on as well. So we'll be confirming the players that will be substituted. So Jack Grealish on, like I confirmed, and then also Rico Luis on for Manchester City. So 2 subs for Manchester City, 1 for PSG. Tells you the intentions of both coaches. It is a must-win game, and I'm not sure that a draw would actually be appealing to either of these coaches for us.
A draw is going to be appealing, but you will have to do what is going to favour you. And so currently, Man City is in the 24th position, which means that it end this way. Man City is going to qualify, or it's going to go into the playoff spot, which is going to affect PSG negatively. Because of what they are trying to build. So I would prefer PSG to take the game to Man City, and I would also urge Man City to open up the game, because if you read the first half, when they opened up the game, they were able to have some serious counter attacks. If they were a bit serious, they would have gotten those out of them.
Right, so it's been confirmed that Grealish has taken the place of Savinho, who wasn't really effective in the opening 45 minutes. But there we go, Manchester City now being the team with the ball now. And they would also try to work their way into the PSG half. Ball intercepted. Now to J finds Ashraf Hakimi, and not what he intended to do with that ball. But he's been sandwiched between about 4 PSG players, and they win that ball back quickly. Fabian Ruiz will just feed the ball to Vitinha. William Pacho to Nuno Mendes, the left back for Paris Saint-Germain. The 1-2 with Joao Neves. Lovely quick feet. Will he play that ball to the path of Osman Dembele? He was expecting it, but that ball never got to him. Jay go 1-on-1 with Jack Grealish, who is already tracking back to help with defensive duties. And then Fabian Ruiz with the ball. Move it to the left-hand side at the edge of the box. Bradley Barcola trying to drop a shoulder. Matheus Nunes having none of that. And the cross into the box, no. The cross back. Referee, no. And it's Ederson with a long clearance infield. That wouldn't cross the line. And it's Paris Saint-Germain who got it again. So it looks like nothing has changed as far as dominating and holding on to the ball is concerned. PSG still doing what they did in the first half, first.
Yes, and you see, we all know because prior to the start of the game, I did indicate that Man City has changed their approach to play match because they realize that they do not have the legs, to do what they used to do or to do what they have been known for. You understand? So PSG is going to dominate, but what is going to be the end result of that dominance? Are they going to take the dominance of possession into goals, or are they comfortable with just dominating the ball?
So it's Paris Saint-Germain with total dominance to some extent, but scoreline still remains barren. And it's PSG. They've really mastered, to break that high press from Manchester City. And it's Bradley Barcola going 1-on-1 with Matheus Nunes. It's bundled to the 10th, but referee says play should continue. And it's Fabian Ruiz to Vitinha, Nuno Mendes. And PSG players enjoying, touching the ball multiple times. And that long switch pass was from Dembele, who only made his way, after halftime. Just couldn't really materialize. Rico Luis, he's moved to the left-hand side. Just Covardio. And that long pass trying to find Erling Haaland. You can count the number of times Erling Haaland has actually had a touch in this particular game. Just a handful. But still Manchester City, a bit dangerous for Foden. Can he feed off the overlapping run of Kevin De Bruyne? No, he holds on to it. The run of De Bruyne not being fruitful due to the decision from Foden. And still Manchester City, it's for Foden. Onto the path of Matheus Nunes. When he will be bundled off by the ball, and it's Jack Grealish who latches onto that. The initial effort from Akanji found himself in an offensive area. Donnarumma will parry that away, but onto the path of Jack Grealish. And there's a player who went over a year without scoring. His first goal came in that 8-0 thrashing of Salford, and in the space of just 2 weeks, he has a second goal for Manchester City.
What Josiah? The end product is all what we all wanted. You understand? I mean, a goal can come out of something, a goal can come out of nothing. But this goal has come out of nothing. So it just tells you that what when you are determined, you can get it. When you are determined, you can get it done. Look at the melee. They wanted it. You understand? I mean, the way they were able to get a ball into the two-third of PSG, and they were able to play something out of nothing. This is what PSG should be doing at the end of the day, it boils down to, are they really interested in getting the goal? But what they are doing, I don't see them getting the goal. And City has been able to get a goal out of nothing. Is that going to turn the momentum, or is it just going to be the same? PSG will now have to go out, will now have to come out of their shell and go all out against Man City. Because if not, then it's going to be catastrophic, it's going to be shambolic, it's going to be shameful for them to go out this way.
So VAR is checking for something, and there's a goal check, and you could be asking what it could be. Is it handball, possible foul, offside? Right, so the goal has been given and play will resume again. But what a good job from Manuel Akanji. And it's City with the lead here. And it's not PSG who would have a lot of work to do if they want to salvage something from this game. What would you say that was shambolic defending from Paris Saint-Germain?
You didn't expect that. You know, Akanji was watching all this while. And then you see, they tried hard to defend that ball, but then Jack Grealish was just at the right place at the right time. So he eventually got an empty net to put the ball into no chance for Daruma. He tried to keep the initial ball out, but then he didn't have any chance of picking out the other one from the net.
So after the first 45 minutes without a goal, inside just the first 6 minutes of the second half, we've already seen a goal when it's the substitute for Manchester City, Jack Grealish, more like a super sub after that tactical substitution from Pep Guardiola. And now there's Paris Saint-Germain with their backs against the wall, and they have quite a lot to do now. City would rather look to defend deep and hit them on the break for Foden with that quick acceleration. On 10 again. Just go Vardio. Rico Lewis back to Vardio. And it looks like there's been a change of system from Manchester City after the introduction of Rico Lewis and then also the substitution of Savino.
Well, it's still the same system. That's the same a change of personnel. You understand? But I have a problem with the setup of PSG because I do not see why Dembele is playing as a centre forward.
So Grealish with the ball inside the 18-yard box, and Haaland at the far end with the flag go up. The flag stays down, and the Viking has done with the lead for Manchester City. And after witnessing no goals in almost 50 minutes, the last 2 or 3 minutes has already produced 2 here. And it looks like Manchester City are running away with all 3 points. And they look destined to seal a place. And that is not offside.
Proud to the ball going to.
So it's the outstretched foot of Joao Neves that just hits the ball, deflects the ball to the path of Haaland, and we only thanked Joao Neves for that because he only had to just guide that ball past Donnarumma, and ecstasy for the Manchester City players. But for PSG, they look a bit crestfallen.
They have to be, you understand? Because Josiah, and I told you, goals can come out of something. Goals can come out of nothing. The second goal came out of nothing as well. So it just tells you if you're not taking the chances, your opponent is going to take the chances. And that's what we've seen so far.
But what a turnaround from Manchester City. They looked like the more defensive side in the first 45 minutes. And they were limited to a few number of goal scoring opportunities. And already it looks like tables have turned. And this is the game of football where you need to maximize the chances you create. PSG would now have to double their efforts and punch above their weight. As Nuno Mendes at the left-hand side in the defensive third of the PSG area to Joao Neves. Switches play, finds Hakimi. Now they might opt for expansive football. We've not really seen the impact of Dembele since coming off. Would you say that's wrong from Luis Enrique?
Josiah, it's difficult for me to understand and comprehend what Luis Enrique is trying to do. You understand? I mean, the guy has got so much pace, the guy has got so much strength playing from the flank. So, on what basis then are you putting him as an arrowhead? He's not a centre forward, he's not a striker, he's not even a number 10. Do you understand? So, I think that if you do the post of the team, but just change the personnel, just put Dembele off the inner flank because he's ambidextrous.
So we could be sensing more goals here. We aren't done yet, and Bradley Bacola racing alone, and Dembele squares it to Dembele, and he pulls one back for Paris Saint-Germain, and it looks like the game has been set aside here.
Have you noticed something about this goal?
No.
You haven't.
No.
5 seconds go. Look at the ball. One touch.
But you need to credit Bacola for that lovely skill.
Yes.
Joseph, it's all about pace. It's all about pace. Football is about pace. The moment you limit that pace, it's going to be difficult for you to play something meaningful. You understand? I have been talking about this since the first half. PSG should inject pace into the game.
And that's just we saw from Bradley Bacola just squaring that ball off after darting for over 40 meters right from the center second. That nutmeg on Matheus Nunes, I'm sure, will go down as one of the main highlights of this particular game. But it's still game on here. PSG still within, a touching distance, and as they chill Manchester City by 2-1. Achraf Hakimi should be very careful go into the books of referee Massiniak, but just look at that lovely skill, and to dummy his way past Matheus Nunes. He squares the ball, and one of the most ambitious players we've ever seen in the game of football. But just look at that. So easy.
But you see the timing of Dembele. He moved with the defenders and he stayed back again.
Yeah.
Common sense.
You would surely square it back.
Yes. You understand? So it's just common sense. It's all about positioning, anticipating, and sniffing where the ball is likely to end up to.
Expecting and anticipating more twists in this game. We've seen 3 goals already in just a space of 10 minutes or less after no goals in the first 45, and that's how crazy the game of football can be. Sometimes PSG find themselves in the box of Paris Saint-Germain. The ball has been cleared, but half cleared. João Neves will try to maneuver his way past so much traffic, and it's Doué who leads another PSG charge at the right-hand side of attack. It's PSG holding on to possession. Vitinha will straight play to Bradley Bacola. He sets up Dembele for the first one, shoots again, but not what you'd be expecting. Way over the crossbar.
It's not about that. It's not about that. Yes, it's way over the ball. But where he was, if he had struck that ball, that would have been.
But he doesn't have the capacity of the ability to strike that ball.
Oh no, you cannot say. You cannot say. No, you cannot say. See, you cannot say because where the ball is almost 16 yards out from goal. You are telling me that a professional footballer can strike from there.
How many has missing back last strike?
It's not about the number of times he has struck.
Right, so
he has scored from there.
Luis Enrique looking to respond to that scoreline after conceding 2 in the space of 3 minutes. Would be introducing Goncalo Ramos, which means that we could see Ousmane Dembele move to the flanks after coming on. And then there's the 17-year-old Zaire Emery also looking to get some minutes in this game by its PSG now with Vitinha right at the edge of the Manchester City penalty area. We'll move back to patch when PSG are now playing with a very, very high line, extreme high line. And now it's Doué being policed by Rico Lewis and stays with his marker, Nuno Mendes. To Bradley, that's João Neves with the ball now, and it's Nuno Mendes with overlapping run. Manages to get at the end of that one. He has about 2 City players around him, but his intended cross into the box deflects off the foot of Manuel Akanji, and it's PSG knocking, probing, and asking questions.
Well, Jose, I think the right winger of PSG should be substituted. I really don't know. I think
Bradley Bacola.
Do it right, because you see, this is not entertainment football. You understand? We want this a results-driven business. We want results, but you can't have the ball and be trying to have a showboat. This is not showboating. We want results. So I think that if PSG wants to get something out of this game, it should be something.
Alright, so it's PSG again attacking, and they would ask questions again. The killer of the crossbar,
go,
and the return
go
from Bradley Bacola. And what a game we are witnessing
go.
Here at the Parc des Princes, and it's already Manchester City. After taking a 2-0 lead, just like we saw a couple of weeks ago at Brentford, they have relinquished it, but we are not done yet.
Even at fire.
More than half an hour to play, and it is Manchester City 2, Paris Saint-Germain 2.
I supported PSG.
And the emotions.
I said 3-2
beginning.
No, I said PSG. No, I said 3-2
But what about that was? What about that first strike from Doué? And off the crossbar. And reactionary, very instinctive from Bradley Bacola. And just goes past the helpless Ederson.
You see, these are things we want to see.
Yes.
I get the point.
Yes.
If you were doing,
It's been taken off actually.
you see, I'm good.
He was destined to go out.
Because it was ineffective.
Alright, so it's game on here at the Park Brian, the face on the face. The expression on the face of Kevin De Bruyne tells it all. But for PSG, it looks like it's just another opportunity after momentum swung in their favor. But for City, we've seen multiple games this season against Feyenoord at home at Etihad. They took a 3-0 lead and it ended 3-3 after 90 minutes. And then, just days ago at the GTEC Community Stadium in the Premier League, it was a 2-0 lead against Brentford, and then it ended 2-2 again. Deja vu, isn't it?
Yes, of course. And you see clearly that they still had their goals out of nothing, absolutely nothing. It was just some chances that they got clinical at the end, and then they had the 2 goals. You could even tell from even when they were up by 2 goals, PSG were still attacking and threatening them. So I'm not surprised they were able to draw them one day. Hopefully we will see more goals in this game.
So it's the goal scorer, Bradley Barcola, leading the charge for them. The cross into the box, ball for kindly, and that shot will take a deflection, and it's Joao Neves, such a hard-working guy in midfield for Paris Saint-Germain this evening. It's covered every blade of grass so far at the Parc des Princes. And it looks justifiable that PSG, despite going 2 down, have clawed their way back. And now the pendulum is swinging in their favor now. Momentum and the wind on their side. Dembele to effect this corner kick. Bradley Barcola, one of several PSG players in the box, hoping to get at the end of this one. He goes low, the cross into the box, but an acrobatic kick there from Bradley Barcola. And he looks to be the man of the moment, Bradley Barcola. Everything he touches actually seems danger, for Manchester City.
Yes, and rightly so. You understand? I mean, you see, Josiah, you see, there's a different level of understanding the game, and there's a different level of inputting that into play. Yes, I mean, I have indicated that there are changes that should be done, and the changes have been done, and we can see an upturn in fortune for PSG. I believe that they should still prove what's the name, try more to get more goals. See, there are gaps. There are gaps in the defensive system for Man City. But if you are keeping the ball too much, so how you going to spread those gaps? But if you are able to keep the ball on the run, if you are hitting them with so much pace, it's going to be difficult for them to have an answer to the pace that you have.
Right. So inject more pace. That's what Foz is saying. And as Manchester City moving into the box of PSG, and referee awards a free kick to PSG. I'm not really happy about that. He thought it was a 50-50 ball. He thought it could have been anyone's ball, and it's William Pacho. He's been Haaland's nemesis so far this evening. He's really been there everywhere Haaland finds himself in. And there's a free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. Still 2-2 here, and there's a watch along, and you can bring in your messages and your predictions so far. First half saw no goals, second half already after 15 minutes. We've seen as many as 4 goals.
Yes.
And that's how funny football can be sometimes. But it's still game on here. PSG hoping to at least get 3 points and secure a place in the playoff round in the UEFA Champions League. It's Joao Neves racing down. He has the support of 3 other teammates. The shot. And also Dembele's effort was still wide.
That was a nice ball setting forward. Nunes did very well finding Barcola and eventually the ball getting square to Dembele, but then on the speaker foot, he tried to place that on Akul, but it was very unfortunate. He went so high. He's kind of get this one. He tried again.
Alright, so
I don't think Dembele has a weaker foot. He doesn't.
He doesn't have a weaker foot. But he's right-footed. He's right-footed.
Dembele just like when I was active.
Okay, so which foot was the stronger one?
I don't know.
So he actually know. But which one you right? I don't know. Which of the hands you right with?
No, I said both hands.
You right with both of them.
But seriously.
Alright, so results of our games, Real Madrid leading by 4 goals to 0. Kylian Mbappe has his name on the score sheet. Rodrigo with a double in that one. Jude with a pair of assists, and then a header.
No!
But again, save off the line, and the City didn't let off the hook. Just, yeah. And you could see that one, the shot from Bradley Bacola, and does that come off the arm of Erling Haaland? VR isn't having to say in this one. But the referee has been spoken to, Marciniak, and it's Erling Haaland who might need some medical attention now after that ball came off him. Bayern Munich are 2 goals down. Erling Haaland still bleeding. And so, just look at that. A shot from Bradley Bacola nearly resulting in some more trouble for Manchester City. But Haaland looks fine. He's back on his feet and play will resume here. Referee Marciniak instructs Dembele to effect that. He starts the header. A cleared out for Foden with another clearance, but that doesn't even sail past the centre circle. PSG returns the ball, and that tells you how directly been this second half. Bradley Bacola lays that one onto the path of Joao Neves. They cut back, but then it is a time intervention from Matheus Nunes, who has really done a lot this evening defensively for Manchester City. But now it's all PSG. PSG will keep knocking on the doors of Manchester City. They sense vulnerability in the defense of Manchester City. Corner being affected. Ashraf Hakimi. And you can see it looks like a long ball of City players just inside their 18-yard box. And City would love to break away here. Bernardo Silva holds on to that ball, finds Rico Lewis, switches play to the left-hand side to Jack Grealish, Mateo Kovacic. And City, for the first time in a long while in this game, will hold on to possession for 10 seconds or more. Ball stolen, but Kevin De Bruyne races back and wins that ball again as Matheus Nunes. And City lacking options at this time, and he switches play. It's Jack Grealish. He's already been on the score sheet despite coming in at half-time. Bernardo Silva, Rico Lewis. So City also enjoying a brief spell of possession here to Foden, who's playing from the right-hand side of attack for Manchester City. City still in possession. And it is a throw-in now. And what a last end. The final 22 minutes we could see, but it is Manchester City ready to effect some changes. Pep Guardiola issuing some stern instructions to James McCarthy and then also Ilkay Gundogan. That could be the end of the day for Kevin De Bruyne. Not even fit enough to complete 90 minutes.
It's not about fitness. It's about the game being shifted away from him. From the beginning, I did indicate that you have to cut the supply chain. And the supply chain to Erling Haaland is going to come from De Bruyne. So if you're able to cut the source, moving the ball to De Bruyne, it's going to be difficult for Man City to happen momentum. Remember that all the 2 goals that they've scored is not out of something. It's not out of anything. It's out of nothing. You understand? So you need to bring somebody else who can or who is going to influence the game in a more positive way. And that's why they brought in Gundogan and then McCarthy. Let's see what they are going to do.
Alright, so Gundogan and James McCarthy being thrown on. James McCarthy primarily plays as a striker. He scored some good goals, most notably a lovely skill from Ousmane Dembele, the shot of the crossbar. What an audacious attempt. And just moments ago, we're speaking about the weaker foot of this guy. Looks like he has none. The nutmeg on Bernardo Silva unleashes one, and it's just the woodwork to the rescue of Manchester City. But what a strike that was with every venom.
So Josiah, so where is the weaker foot?
You can see it was the left one. Alright, so play still continues here. PSG rattling the crossbar through Ousmane Dembele. What an introduction he's been this second half. So instant impact from both substitutions, from both coaches. Jack Grealish scoring just minutes after coming on, and then Osman Dembele also getting on the score sheet. Both coaches must be proud of the substitutions they made.
They must be very proud. But you see, there's a statistics that just screw up. And you see, this is the first time in 10 years. This is the first time in 10 years that a team has outpassed Man City by more than 50%. Because PSG has 425 passes, Man City has 222. So it tells you the gulf, the gulf in difference between PSG and Man City, and the possession is 60-40. So what we are saying today, or what we see today, or what is unfolding today, has never happened to Man City as a team.
Benjamin Mendes, Ashraf Hakimi inside the box, post where that one time intervention from Bernardo Silva, who had to make that one away from danger, but it's still PSG shot. Yay! Then it's Joao Neves. They keep coming close. And will they ever get there? Paris Saint-Germain. But that was such a swift and a little way to just steal that ball. Akanji trying to block it. Ederson will only watch that one still wide. And what a game we are witnessing here. It tells you how much these two teams need the 3 points in their quest to qualify for the playoff round.
Yes, they are just shooting from all angles. But they crucially need this point that you must see as we speak, because they are lying three steps below Manchester City on the league block. So they need to accumulate this point to at least propel them to the next level. So they realize that the passes, the too many passes we are swinging around, that not really matter. We need to get in the boss at the back of the net. So they are just firing from all angles and they're hoping that one at least will enter into the back of the net.
Interesting from this game. Still about some 17 more minutes and then added on time to do here. And it is a watch along. Bring in your predictions. We've already read one prediction. Osman Dembele to Joao Neves. No, that doesn't really get that ball accurately to his teammate. And as Bernardo, you could see being chased down by about 3 PSG shirts. Rico Luis and Joao Neves was still that, but the flag goes up. It's an infringement. It's actually a foul and too much aggression from the PSG players trying to win every 50-50 ball. You can see the intensity with which they are playing with.
This is the reason why Man City is not able to play to their rhythm. The aggressiveness, the tenacity from the PSG players to make sure that they win all the 50-50 balls. And it's not only all the 50-50 balls, they are able to block all the channels through Man City can take the balls through. And remember that they are forcing Man City to go backwards. If Man City is able to be comfortable on the ball, then it's going to be very good for them going forward. But for now, what PSG is doing is fantastic. I employ them to keep doing what they're doing, but they would have to attack more.
Alright, so we have more goals in this game. Already seen some interesting twists to this game from 0-0 to 2-2 in just a space of 15 minutes. It tells you how the game accelerated into life. But I still watch along here. You can bring in your predictions and what you have to say about this game. The performance so far from Erling Haaland and most of the Manchester City players. But how tactically sound or good has Luis Enrique been against his Spanish compatriots? It's PSG now with the ball. Bradley Barcola, kind of special tonight. And the decision goes in favor of Manchester City. They win a free kick close to the centre line. Still some more twists and the fans, the ultras over there, relishing the moment, especially seeing their team rally from 2 goals down and knowing that there's still a glimmer of hope for them to seal 3 points here. PSG. It's Nuno Mendes to the left-hand side. Finds Emre Can, 17-year-old. And it's PSG now enjoying those simple passes. And that's one over the top. I think it was a bit too complicated. As Bernardo Silva trying to square one onto the path of Haaland, and it tells you how frustrating of the night it's been barring that goal that fell, kindly to him. he's really been a peripheral to the City team, hasn't he?
For the whole 90 minutes, he's peripheral. But you see, I'm not surprised because from the beginning I indicated that this is not a match for Bernardo Silva because of the intensity and aggressiveness that the PSG players are going to bring. With that, they say you need people who can match the energy levels of PSG, and currently Man City do not have that energy levels. That is why they want to sign new players this summer window, and then in the summer probably to shore up what they are lacking. But for now, I think that it is going to be difficult for them to have a foothold in this game, and that's exactly what it's going to be.
So Madrid are 5 up. Milan still remain 1 up against Girona. Celtic drawing 0-0 against Young Boys Brand. And then there's John Stones also warming up to feature in this game. And Jack Grealish already completed. It's been a bit stressful and hectic for Manchester City. And they could still celebrate that long-term contract extension from their talisman, or their marksman, if I should put it, Erling Haaland, after he paid one of the longest ever contracts in the history of football, signing a 9.5-year deal with Manchester City. The place he calls home now, the long ball onto the part of Warsaw Hakimi. Can he get to there? Just Covadio with that sliding move, just intercept. But that ball came off the arm of Rico Luis. PSG with a free kick in quite a promising area. Like Pep Guardiola trying to throw John Stones into the action now as Matheus Nunes. What a game he's had defensively. So he's not your typical right back.
He's doing very well going up. He created the first goal. He's done very well. One of the best players on Manchester City side. He really tormented the defense of PSG in the first half and the second half as well.
I think PSG will score.
So it's forced with that feeling because it looks dangerous. The positioning of that free kick is quite dangerous. The in-swinger and the header, and it finds the back of the net. And there's Joao Neves. So it's Joao Neves, and the comeback looks complete here in the city of love. At this point, PSG showing Manchester City no love at all. What do you make of the goal?
What is my name again?
Atiga, Apiga.
I told you to. Yeah, from the beginning. I took it from somewhere.
You took it from somewhere.
I took it.
But you couldn't disclose it before the game started.
Oh no, I said
that.
No, I said I was going to say 3-2.
It's 3-2, but we are not done. It's still game.
No.
We are not done. Right, so
that's no way.
It's Joao Neves on the far post, not being marked at all. Acres of space, alone. And when you say that shambolic defending from Manchester City, it was not even without that awareness, to mark Joao Neves at a far end. And all he did was to make the connection with that ball.
This is the blind spot we spoke about from the beginning, right? As a defensive unit, you hate it when strikers go into your blind spot. It's difficult for you to spot them, and that is what they should look out for. Where the free kick came from, to me as a coach, this is unacceptable. This is highly unacceptable and preventable. Because under no pressure, you understand? And you see, at the end of the day, look at where the guy came from. There was absolutely nobody even watching him. You understand? To the extent that they could even mark him. So at this level, Man City's level, playing the Champions League and having won the Champions League, paying them a lot of money, this is unacceptable.
All right, so let me bust the bubble with one more statistic. Based on the current scoreline, Manchester City find themselves 25th out of the playoff place, and that looks very worrying for Pep Guardiola and his charges. 25th, and their last game on match day 8 will be against Belgium side Club Brugge, which they would also have to win to secure a place in the playoff place. But for now, it's PSG, dictating the pace of the game, and every single stat has gone in their favor. It's now time for Luis Enrique to introduce Lucas Hernandez, formerly of Bayern Munich, and then also Atletico de Madrid. Brandy Bacola. What a game is that?
Carry his contender for man of the match.
He's not a contender. He's the man of the match. No, it is.
Yeah, so this thing means he wants to reserve more players behind and then at least leave Dembele and then Ramos up front. So he wants to defend the ball and then pick up the 3 points. So that's what this thing is exactly because he's really a defender for an attacker. Yes, so he's trying to protect the ball.
But you see, I have a problem with substitution, right? Because with you being up 3-2 and you having a lot of possession and pressure, putting pressure on Man City, I don't think that you should have changed the system or the personnel. You understand? That it means that what the threat that you have going forward is going to be.
But do they need that threat now going forward?
Oh, of course. But you see, the pressure they are putting on Man City is what is preventing Man City from coming upfield. Right? So if Man City senses that what there's now the fact is,
but they have an extra man, fresh limbs, who can also help with defending.
No, I get the point, but here comes we are bringing a defensive-minded player compared to a player who is attacking-minded. I am not saying that it's going to backfire. They can still control the game. If they are able to control the game, the tempo and the flow of the game, then fine. But if it shifts and Man City has a hold of the game, then it might backfire.
All right, so 82 minutes gone and 8 more minutes of regulation time to play, but you'll be questioning the mentality of the Manchester City players. The last game was a 6-0 whitewashing of Ipswich Town in the Premier League, but for almost the third time in as many as 20 games, they find themselves trailing after taking a 2-0 lead. And there is another goal, the easy tapping, the flag goes up, and that could have been game over. Ousmane Dembele nearly put a daylight between PSG and Manchester City.
Well, no, but the truth is that there's not going to be another goal. This is 3-2. This is what is going to happen. The gods of football themselves told me that, Pauli, don't worry, it's going to be 3-2.
Okay, so we'll see if the gods of Pauli actually. So we'll get to see if they actually right this time around and what their predictions would actually, if it would manifest. But that's what we're seeing. And PSG is still going with a high press. You can see 4v4 over there even before the goal kick is being effected. Alright, so Flores will just feed Ousmane Dembele through the channel and he would go 1v1 with Josco Vadio onto the left and trying to find that bottom right corner, but that was a good save from Ederson, staying alert and not falling for that chicanery from Ousmane Dembele. And that's where his strength lies, because you never know which foot he will be using. Is he cutting back, is he cutting in, or is he finessing to the far left hand side, or trying to Alright, so still game on. PSG is still pressing for one more goal at least. They're trying to be sure that they bagged all 3 points in this particular one. Both teams came into this particular fixture not lying so well as far as the league table is concerned. Man City came into this at 24th, and then PSG were at the 26th position. And now things have changed a bit. City now are not in contention to make it even into the playoffs if they should stay this way, pending that match day 8 game against Club Brugge at the Etihad. It's PSG. Draw heads. Ousmane Dembele is offside. Wouldn't want to even touch that, but it is Achraf Hakimi who hustled with Luis to try and get that one, but a ball goes up for a goal kick.
Let's talk about this. Is it that the overtaking thing is a reality thing? Because see, there was a time we had Rico Lewis and then Jasco Van on the pitch where Van was playing as a centre back and then Lewis as a left back. And look at the shape now. When he introduced John Stones, Rico Lewis has. So why didn't he move Rico Lewis earlier on and then bring Jasco Van as the left back? You see, so when he lost, now he's now trying to make things right. Why do you complicate things when you know there are specifics to things?
So some profound analysis there from Courage, Luis Enrique, trying to stay active on the touchline until he hears the final whistle. We'll we keep talking about the psyche of these City players going down going up 2-3, and still drawing games. What does that mean? Does that mean, a chance and that flies over the crossbar? That's from Ilka Godo. I'm talking about the psyche of these players. We saw them take a 3-0 lead against Fano. They ended up drawing 3-3 against. We saw them again against Manchester United. They led heading into the last 2 minutes of regulation time. They lost by 2-1. Then at Brentford, 2-0 up, 2-2, and then today 2-0 up, 3-2. Force. What has actually happened? Is this going to take a toll on the psyche of these players?
Of course, it's going to have a toll. But you see, it's not about the psyche. It's about not being good enough. Yes, so, I mean, there's a clear difference. There's a clear difference between the psyche of players and being good enough or not being good enough. And so far, we have seen that at the highest level, Man City is not able to compete because we have seen it clearly. A couple of matches ago against Salford, against Ice Street, people were saying, the pundits were saying that, Man City is coming into their groups again. And I said, no, Man City are not, or is not coming to their group because you can beat Salford 8-0, you can beat Ice Street 6-0, and tell me that Man City is coming into their group. No, it's impossible. These are the kind of games that we can use to attest. These are the kind of games that we can use to judge whether Man City is coming to their groups again. And here we are, being shambolic, here we are, being outplayed, outfought, outmuzzled for 90 minutes, right? So you can't tell whether it's about psyche or it's about psychology. It's about practically not being good enough.
All right, so City, they have quite a lot of answers, questions to answer, and not just from PSG tonight in this game, but Mauli Atiga was also questioning how good their competence level so far in this game. But they have only less than 2 minutes away to try and salvage something from this game. And PSG look more than destined to walk away with maximum points. But we still have time. 2 minutes is quite a lot of time in the game of football. It's City now. The long clearance infield will fall to William Pacho, and the first time clearance into touch. Not taking any chances at all, not giving any quarter at all. So William Pacho partnering Marquinhos in the heart of defense for PSG tonight, and those two have been unplayable despite the fact that you can talk about the fact that City ended up scoring twice, which you wouldn't actually attribute as faults from both defenders, but it's City. Manuel Akanji will roll that forward to Rico Lewis. Two shots from Rico Lewis, not really, aware of the danger that was looming, and there's a free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. The clock keeps winding down for Manchester City. Could be another defeat for Pep Guardiola, and it would also tell you how tough life has been to the Spaniard after losing his wife, losing 50% of his possessions, and then also losing 3 points just days later to Paris Saint-Germain. Now it's PSG surging forward, and now they would want to dictate the tempo and the pace of this game. A long pass backwards, such an unusual one, but PSG will take it. Gigi Donnarumma finds Fabian Ruiz, neatly done to Joao Neves, back to Pacho, and you don't sense that intensity, that purposefulness from City to win the ball. And we've not really seen them being lethargic or this lethargic in a long time. As Ashraf finds Dembele. Ashraf with an overlapping man at the right hand side. Dembele would love to face the players. As Giancarlo Ramos is offside. Comes off the chest of Ederson. Flag stays down. It's Ashraf. So that could have been a goal. The fourth for Paris Saint-Germain. The referee signals 3 minutes of time added on.
The post has been blocked. I said the post has been settled.
Alright, so quite a number of dimensions actually we are watching this game from. But still Paris Saint-Germain pressing for a fourth not taking any chances. And Rico Lewis will just play that ball back to the goalkeeper, Ederson. And City do not look like a team that are pressing for an equalizer in this game. And perhaps you could say that they're worn out, but Erling Haaland again losing that ball cheaply. And PSG were expecting a foul, a free kick, but nothing of that sort. And Erling Haaland was trying to square that one, place that one into a dangerous area after he was being fed by Jack Grealish, and Pacho intercepts for a corner. So that was a point blank save from Ederson.
So Manchester City has a chance to at least draw level at the final minutes of the match. Let's see how it goes. If Haaland is able to position himself well and then put give us a very nice cross, this should be something really good as.
So the Gundogan corner kick, but referee spots a foul. It's on Donnarumma. And he suffered a very horrible injury the other time they played in Liga. Gigi Donnarumma, he seems fine now, manning the post for PSG.
This is almost the same height as Haaland, so he killed him in the process where he wanted to punch the ball out of.
And you've been wondering the average height of this PSG team, and very smallish, and City not really capitalizing on corner kick situations and even set pieces. Right, so it's City still in possession of less than 40 seconds. But it's Nuno Mendes who goes down. He's up. You can see that the arm of Rico Lewis in a natural position, not even making contact at all. Could this be an offside? And that is the fourth goal. And as Goncalo Ramos who scores the fourth back. What are the gods saying? But the flag is up. The goal has been chopped off. The goal has been chopped off. So Ashraf Hakimi and Movia intervene. What is happening? Let's take a look quickly. So offside.
VAR, right?
Okay, but it depends on who are the final touch.
Nothing is going to come out of this. The ball.
That could have been a goal. That can be a goal. Yes. That can be a goal. The ball comes off. Yes, the ball comes off just over here. And if VAR should intervene, that should be a goal. If VAR should intervene, that should be a goal. That could be 40. It was just Goncalo who possibly touched that ball that fell onto the path of Goncalo Ramos. And there could be a goal check over the VAR trying to intervene. The gods are not happy. The gods are not really happy. The gods are frustrated. And then Atiga himself doesn't really look cheerful. But what are the gods going to say? Are they really the authentic gods of football? Are the gods I still get one here. There's a watch along. Goncalo Ramos noted. Wait, something good is coming.
It will be.
Okay, so let's see what happens. This is supposed to be a goal. This is supposed to be a goal, and
the goals are set.
Goncalo Ramos being instructed by Luis Enrique to walk backwards.
This one is supposed to be a goal.
No, it's supposed to be a goal. It's supposed to be this.
I said it will be.
It's supposed to be a goal because the ball comes off wholesomely of the body, and some incantations will be recited silently, at least invoking the spirit of the gods, trying to intervene and keep the scorer at 3-2. It's been almost 2 minutes to check this goal, and
it's a clean goal.
The longer it gets,
the more suspicious it becomes.
And also the chances of this being awarded as a goal to Goncalo Ramos, who spotted in after the ball was played onto his path by Josko Vadio, who was trying to head that ball. And you don't know what you're checking for, but it's been given us a goal, and this is goal number 4 for Manchester City.
Look at the celebration.
Interesting. Fists his arms, and the corner flag celebration, and the PSG players all joining the celebrations. Even
You
The
see,
head coach. Yes,
you see,
there was one that they were saying
no,
that
the referee is not fair.
because the goals are
Added 3 minutes. They faced City.
it's batting. This is
No.
So he
The
should.
goal came even after the 10 minutes has ended.
So what are the goals saying? They are
No,
going to punish the
I
referee.
am saying,
What are the goals saying?
I am saying that the goal came after the
So
goal
what
ended.
are the goals saying? Are they going
So the game ended before the goal came.
So what are the goals saying?
I'm saying that the goal ended. The game ended before the goal came.
So the goal ended before the
Yes.
the goals are high.
So the goals are equalization.
Alright, so City relinquished a 2-0 lead, and this is quite unusual of Pep Guardiola's side, but very usual of them in the last couple of seasons. That's it. Game over here. It's full time at the Parc des Princes. Manchester City are losing again, and this time they find themselves languishing at the 25th position, a place below the places for the play of sport. But first half scored no goals, and second half it was goal after goal after goal. So many twists to this game. There were instances or events we never expected, but that is a game of football. Typical UEFA Champions League night. PSG walking away with 3 points. Courage.
There was end-to-end stuff, especially the second half. We witnessed 7 goals to 1 being chopped off and then 6 standing. At the end of the day, PSG cruising to a 4-2 victory against the strong City squad who were defending champions just a couple of seasons ago. Well deserved. They deserve every bit because they created plays right from the first half. They got a goal in the first half, which was disallowed. So it's well deserved. When they went down, you see from their demeanor and then their resilience that they were not giving up. They were just probing and then fighting hard to get the equalizer and eventually get the winner. When they did that, they put the pass up, brought on their Bailey, who became the game changer. Yes, he was frustrated from the up front and then he came back to his natural position. Barcola, fantastic player, man of the match for me, but also very shout outs to John Neves and kind of attend performance. What deserved? Game on.
Atiga, the goals are spoken.
Well, I'm not happy.
Are the goals happy too?
No, the boss are not happy with the referee. I would have to pour like this.
Okay, you would have to.
Yes, I have to pour like this. You understand? Because the game was to be 3-2.
Okay.
That's
a win for PSG.
No, I from the beginning I told PSG that's okay. But you see, I foretold you that everything that Man City is doing is going to play into the hands of the PSG, right? And it did play into the hands of PSG. I wanted PSG to be more pacey when they are taking the ball upfield. They did exactly that, and the goals started coming. Man City got 2 goals out of nothing. It happens in football. Sometimes you need a bit of luck, but it is from the stability of the defensive, unit of PSG that Man City were able to get their goals, and they were able to rectify that. The moment PSG were able to up the game, it became clear and lucid that Man City has absolutely no chance in coming into the game again. So I would say that yes, PSG they've been fantastic on the day, but if you compare their performance today per what we've seen in the season, the Champions League over the past couple of months or weeks, there's a stark difference. This game can serve as a linchpin or a linchpad for them to qualify into the next round of the Champions League, and then we'll see more to come out of the young chaps from PSG.
Alright, so let's quickly run through results from other games. Inter 1, Sparta Prague 0. So Inter booked a place in the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal also recorded a 3-0 win over Dynamo Zagreb. Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz, and Declan Rice scoring. Celtic, they ended a late win over Young Boys, and there was an own goal from Loris Benito, and then also your Feyenoord currently beaten Burnley by 3-0. Quite shocking, isn't it? Burnley are losing at the Keep in Rotterdam, and then also Milan are still leading Girona by a goal 2-0. Real Madrid scored 5 against RB Salzburg. That was Vini Jr. on the score sheet. Vini Jr. again to the brace, Rodrigo with the brace, and then you have Kylian Mbappe scoring in that game as well. And then in our featured game, where we brought you play-by-play commentary as well as expert analysis, it was Paris Saint-Germain trashing Manchester City at home by 4-2. And this, as well, we call it a wrap. It's been so eventful, it's been exciting and exhilarating here on the ALmedia Watch Along UEFA Champions League game Wednesday edition. And thanks so much to my pundits. That's Atiga Maui for Foga.
No, it's a word with the cheap players that I put. Listen, my name well.
So you had the name right. And I could only wonder how you spelled that one. But to carry two, thanks so much, and also to the production team, everyone who made this possible.
Big shout out to our director, Mr. Jiman Young.
So, Young.
For bringing Bafu.
Oh, so that's where we end it. We'll be back
For
again
bringing
on
Bafu
March
and Pepe.
8th. And it's a bye from me and the entire
Bafu and Pepe.
Mr. Jiman. Bye-bye from you.
Charlie, look at it.